In this video, I spent 100 days in Hunter x Hunter. This was really fun and enjoyable, except some challenges that I had to do to unlock Nen. Before we get into the video, I just want to say this mod isn't finished yet and is in the early stage of development, so there may be a few bugs and glitches, but I'll definitely make another 100-day video on it once the mod is done. Day 1 began with me mining trees. Wait a minute, I don't see any trees and I think I'm stuck on an island. I tried finding trees but I couldn't, so I did the only thing I could and I drowned. I spawned into a new world and instantly saw a thug. I didn't want to mess with him because he was most likely going to kill me. Can we also appreciate how nice the water looks here? I really like the shaders. I then began mining a tree and made some tools. Now I was going to kill a few animals for food, but I came across Wing. He told me I was fairly strong and that he thought I might be interested in the hunter exam, which I was, and that I only had 2 days to find the exam location, so I had to hurry. I killed a few sheep for food and so I could make a bed. Then using my map, I saw that I was next to the exam location. When I arrived at the exam site, I noticed there were Kirikos beneath it, and I didn't want to get too close because I was very weak and didn't have any good weapons to fight them off. I collected some wood, then some cobblestone. Using the cobblestone, I made some stone tools. I found some iron, which I used to make a shield and an iron helmet. Afterwards, I began bridging to the blimp in the sky because that was the exam location. Once I got to the top, I broke the glass and entered the blimp and saw the examiner. He asked if I was here for the hunter exam, then said I made it in time. I then accidentally punched him and thankfully he didn't react. He told me the first stage of the exam was finding the exam location, and now the second was to kill a Kiriko to prove my skill. To end day 1, I pushed a zombie off the bridge and watched him die. Day 2 began with me making this treetop my house. I found a Kiriko and was planning to kill it when it hit me and did 6 hearts of damage. I began running away and was also hit by a zombie who was on fire. I found the same Kiriko again and made sure I was 5 blocks above him so he couldn't hit me, but I could hit him. And that's how I passed the second stage of the hunter exam. Then I got to pick my aura color, and since I liked blue, I went with cyan. I thought that sounded weird, so I googled is cyan a shade of blue, and Google said it was a greenish blue. So I'm taking the win on this one. Then I got to check my stats and it was pretty low as I only leveled up my health and attack by only 1. Also, there was a page for my hunter license, but because I didn't have one, I couldn't put it in. There was also another page for my abilities, which was empty because I haven't unlocked anything yet, but I will do in the future. I went to see the examiner, but I noticed there was a thug next to him, so I had to kill him first. The examiner told me the next exam will test my speed and stamina. The test was to see if I could get 100 blocks away from the examiner in only 2 minutes. So I unleashed the speedrunner in me and began running right away. After a while, I was notified that I passed the 3rd stage, and it told me to go back to the examiner, so I ran all the way back. It was getting super dark when I got to the top of the bridge. That's when I noticed lots of spiders on the ground, but then I saw there was a spider on the bridge with me, so I had to be super careful when killing it so it doesn't push me off. Once I entered the blimp, I was attacked by a zombie and a skeleton, so I killed them both. When I spoke to the examiner, he congratulated me on passing the 3rd stage of the exam, then told me the final exam would be to steal my target's badge, and Hanzo was my target. So I declined the mission for now because if you remember from the anime, Hanzo broke Gon's arm, and I knew he would be strong, so in order to fight him I needed to get better armor and to level up my stats a bit more. From days 3 to 10 I had a list of things to do. First was to get a lot of food. The rest of the days I was mining a lot because I needed a lot of iron for armor and other things. I also found some diamonds which was really cool and were going to come in handy later on. Day 11 started off with me making a lot of furnaces so I can smelt the iron faster. Then I checked my stats and realized they were still low, with health and attack being only level 2 and speed being on level 1, so that needed to change before I could fight Hanzo. Using my iron, I made the rest of my iron armor, then using 2 diamonds, I made a diamond sword, also upgraded the rest of my iron tools just so everything would be faster. From days 12 to 20, I spent killing a lot of mobs. Luckily for me, I didn't have to wait until nighttime because there was a huge blimp and under it was super dark, which meant a lot of mobs were spawning there. When you kill a thug in this mod, they have a chance of dropping something random. In this case, he dropped Killua's shirt, which did look amazing, but he also had plus 8 armor, which was better than iron, so I wore it. After a few days of killing thugs, I was able to collect numerous items from Hunter x Hunter characters. My favorite I've collected so far has to be Gon's outfit, because it's Gon's outfit. Day 21 began with me checking my stats, and they're much better than they were before, so I think I can take on Hanzo now. I went to see the examiner, then I saw a Kiriko next to him, and I instantly went up 5 blocks, so he couldn't hit me, but I could hit him. After a while, I killed it. I then went to speak to the examiner so I could accept the Hanzo mission. As soon as I accepted, he spawned. I made sure to have a bit of high ground on him before we began fighting, just in case he was too strong. I soon realized he wasn't that strong, so I went down and killed him. When he died, he dropped his sword and a badge. I then went to speak to the examiner, but for some reason he didn't want to talk. I knew this wasn't supposed to happen, so I knew it had to be a bug. Luckily for me, I knew there was another examiner on top of the blimp, so I restarted the final mission again. This time Hanzo was much easier to kill, and when I checked my inventory, I realized I was given 2 hunter licenses. What I think happened was my first time finishing the hunter exam, the reward was delayed. I'm not complaining because now I have 2 hunter licenses. I forgot to say this before, but I started using Hanzo's sword because it did more damage than my diamond one. Then I went to find Wing. If you guys don't know who Wing is, he's the guy that taught Killua and Gon how to use Nen. Once I found him, he told me he will be my Nen teacher, then he opened my aura node, just like he did to Killua and Gon. First thing I was going to learn was Ren. For me to unlock it, I'd have to use 10 for 1 Minecraft day or 20 minutes. This is so I have the endurance for it. I selected my 10 ability and got to work right away. You can also see my aura color, which is cyan, and I think it looks pretty cool. On day 23, I finished the Ren quest, so I went back to Wing to see what I had to learn next. Wing told me in order to learn Zetsu, I must kill 10 mobs without aggroing them. What that means is that I have to kill them from far away so they don't get angry at me. I accepted the quest and instantly went home because I remember getting Killua's yo-yo. This weapon would help me kill mobs from far away and help me finish the quest. This weapon was really fun to use and a bit hard because I needed to aim. Here's a short montage of me killing some mobs. On day 24, I went back to Wing because I finished the quest. When I spoke to him, he told me he would teach me Zetsu, then said I have already learnt it. When I checked my abilities, I have now unlocked 10, Zetsu and Ren. I used all of them, but they all look pretty similar. All it does is show my cyan aura. Don't worry, I know they look the same but do completely different things. After checking out all my abilities, I went to speak to Wing again, and now he told me I was going to learn Gyo, and it's really useful in battle. To learn Gyo, I must observe an opponent's Nen. I was really confused as what I needed to do for this quest, so I basically spent 2 days just looking at Wing and other mobs from this mod. I may or may not have killed a few mobs while I was doing that. On day 27, I checked the quest and I somehow completed it. I'm not sure what I did to complete it or if I wasted some time, but I'm glad it's over. I then checked my abilities and I had unlocked Gyo and Ko. Gyo lets me see everyone's Nen and their strength. When Gyo is activated, it puts some aura around my eyes, which does look good, but my Minecraft skin doesn't have eyes. Using Gyo, I looked at a wolf and saw its Nen, which was pretty cool. Then I spoke to Wing once again and now he wanted to teach me Shu. He told me that it was a very useful ability. To learn it, I must break 100 hard blocks, so stone, with a shovel. Oh, and I have to use Ren while mining. This was the most annoying part of this mod because it was so tedious and time consuming. If you are enjoying the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like so I can make more of them for you. Anyways, it took me a couple of days to complete this quest because I was doing other things at the same time. On day 36, I finished the quest and went to find Wing. Once I found him, he told me the next thing I was going to learn was In, and to unlock it I had to use Zetsu for 30 minutes. I also tried out Shu and it gave my weapon sharpness 3 and unbreaking 4, which was going to come in handy later on. On day 38, I completed the quest and unlocked In, and what it does is it hides my aura from anyone not using Yo. I then went to speak to Wing, and he told me I was going to learn Kin, which basically would replace Ren, but for me to unlock it, I must use Ren for an entire day, so that's exactly what I did. On day 39, I completed the quest and unlocked Kin. What Kin does is it keeps my aura close to me, which strengthens my attack and defense. Guess what I did next? If you guess I spoke to Wing, you are right. He told me now I was going to unlock Ryu, and to unlock it I must swap between Ko, Ren, and Zetsu twice every 60 seconds. I completed the quest on day 40, but I forgot to press record, so I don't have any footage from that day, so I'm sorry. On day 41, I unlocked the Ryu ability, and what it does is focuses my aura mostly on attack and the rest on defense. I activated the ability and it looks the same as the others, but when I go into my inventory, it's more noticeable. I then went and found Wing. He told me this was the last generic Nen type he was going to teach me. The last Nen type he was going to teach me is called In, and to unlock it, all I had to do was discover 20 mob species while using Yo. This wasn't a hard challenge at all because all I had to do was look at 20 different types of mobs. It did however take some time because I had to find them all, but that was kind of fun. On day 44, I was going to talk to Wing when I was attacked by the skeleton, so he had to be punished for attempting to kill me. When I spoke to Wing, he told me I had to find out what my Nen type was and I could do it through water divination, which is basically a cup with a leaf on it that will tell me my Nen type. So I looked up the recipe to make one and I made it. On day 45, I found out I was an emitter, which basically means I'm great at separating aura from my body. Yeah, I think this was the lamest option I could get. I then went and spoke to Wing, who told me I was going to learn Hatsu now. He also said Hatsu is very different depending on the user. The quest Wing gave me was to master all the basic Hatsu, so to get my first one I had to talk to him again. He gave me different options of Hatsu I could learn and I went with Aura Blast because it sounded fun. I used the Aura Blast and realized this was the end of this mod because there wasn't anything else but mastering all the basic Hatsu. And I'm not going to do that because that will drive me crazy. But don't worry, we still have a few more things to do. On day 46, I killed a few mobs using Aura Blast and Killua's yo-yo, which was fun, but that's all I did. Day 47, I wanted to get some obsidian, so I had to find a cave, then I spent the whole day collecting obsidian. On day 48, I wanted an enchanting table, but I realized I didn't have a book or the resources to make one, so I had to find some sugarcane. While I was looking for sugarcane, I was distracted by a few mobs. After a while of searching, I finally found 3 sugarcane, which was just enough to make a book. So I made a book, then an enchanting table. When I went to enchant some of my stuff, I realized I didn't have any lapis. I don't know why I thought I could enchant without lapis. Because I needed some lapis, I spent days 49 and 50 mining. On day 51, I enchanted my armor. And I was trying to get the wholesale of Gon's outfit, but I didn't have his pants. So I used Killua's brother's pants because they were the similar color. Oh, and I used an iron helmet because I didn't have anything else to use. I then made another portal, and for the rest of day 51, I did nothing but enjoy the view. On day 52, I went into the nether and got a pretty good spawn. I found a fortress really fast using my map. I also found a blaze spawner, so I killed a few blazes for their blaze rods. I returned home at the end of day 52. I spent days 53 to 60 killing endermen for their ender pearls. Day 61 started with me killing a skeleton and a thug. I prepared myself for the end and made myself some Eye of Enders so I can track down the stronghold. The next couple of days were just me following the Eye of Enders. Day 64 began with me filling in the ender portal with the Eye of Enders. It made a scary noise, I then jumped in. I tried using Aura Blast to break the crystals, but it didn't work, so I just had to use blocks to build up to them and break them with my hand. Killing the ender dragon was quite easy because when I activated one of my abilities, it gave my sword sharpness 5. So I just kept waiting until it came down and hit it with my sword until it died. After killing the dragon, I collected all my XP, which totaled up to 66 levels. I then collected my dragon egg and went home. We're only on day 65, but there's no point in carrying on because there's nothing else to do in this mod. But when this mod does fully come out, I'll make another 100 days on it. And that was 100 days in Hunter x Hunter. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe. Leave mango in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.